Hey guys, Armando Venditti here from the Music Den. Just a quick message to you before we launch into our next episode. Don Breidopt, along with his brother Jeff, are co-authors of two books that I think you might be interested in picking up. Those books being Precious and Few, Pop Music in the Early 70s, and Night Moves, Pop Music in the Late 70s. You can pick these books up at your local bookstore. You can also pick these books up on Amazon. Now, for the following episode, grab some food, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy our take on the Essential 70s playlist.
Hey, folks on the interwebs and on YouTube world, you are back with us here on the Music Den as we are getting into the second part of our two-part odyssey in coming up with an essential playlist that represents the 1970s. The gang is all back here. Say hello, gang.
Hello.
Gang.
Thank you. Ken knew exactly what to do. Um, And let's see, now we have sort of the fun part of building this list. So let's review where we were for folks who did not check out the initial first episode. Um, we all came to the table with 20 candidates of what we all felt should be part of any essential 70s playlist. We gave folks some veto power and we also had to deal with duplicates. So each of us here, the five of us, with our 20 tunes, we ended up having a list of 90 unique tunes. So our challenge now before us is to try to take these 90 tunes and whittle it down to a list of 70. You get it? 70s, quantity of 70. There's some symmetry going on there. So we're going to just go with that. And the first way we're going to approach this is look at limiting our list so there's only one song per artist. Haven't done all the math on this, but I think that's going to get us down to about the lower 80s. And then the real fun will begin of trying to figure out which tune is maybe less essential to the 70s than other tunes. So, having said all that, our first point of order is to go through this list alphabetically, figure out where we have duplicates in an artist, and have a little good-natured debate on whittling it down to choosing only one tune to rule them all for that artist. The first one that we have is our man from Freehold, Mr. Springsteen. We have a couple of tunes that were nominated from the Born to Run album, one being the title track, and the other being the one at the other end of side B, which is Jungle Land. So, how, gentlemen, shall we begin figuring out and debating which one of those is more essential than the other? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna throw this over to Don, who, since he is a published author and therefore more of an expert on the 70s than any of us, I'm gonna let him sort of take the first volley in seeing where we go on this. Mr. Brightup, if you please.
Well, my argument for Jungle Land over Born to Run would be that there are more of Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band's strengths represented over the long course of Jungle Land than maybe Born to Run, the title track, because it just kind of hits the ground running and just motors at that same clip for the duration,
Of
and
the
it's got
song,
that
yeah.
big
Yeah.
wall of sound kind of thing going on. Um, I think the fact that Jungle Land maybe indulges Bruce's poetic side a little more and has that very slow rubato section before it takes off again at the end. Like it's just a multi-section thing. It's almost like if you wanted a crash course on the Beatles, you could hear side two of Abbey Road and have a pretty good idea about sort of everything they do and all the band members and uh, what the sort of palette is that they're working from, and I would make that same argument for Jungle Land, and maybe even to a lesser extent Thunder Road from that
Hmm.
record. You know, so and it's certainly not that I don't like Born to Run, but I just think if you're picking one, it's that one.
Okay. Since I'm the one that chose Born to Run, I'll kind of go next as the counterpoint. I did vacillate between those two
Uh,
tunes as well, and I ultimately picked Born to Run because it seems the aesthetic and the longing that's kind of communicated through those songs and the lyrics seem to have more of like a universality than sort of the epic story of Jungle Land. Uh, which is not to knock, Jungle Land. I think it's a great song, absolutely fantastic performances, whatnot. But the anthemic nature of Born to Run was what led me to kind of choose that as being sort of more essential to the 1970s than Jungle Land. But I can be persuaded.
yeah,
I mean, the good
I
news
too
here is
am
that there's
persuadable
yeah,
on
the
this
good
one.
news here is that we have five of us. So someone
Right.
could be the
Yeah.
the
I would
tie-breaking
throw
vote.
in to what you just said about Born to Run that it contains the seed of a whole bunch of other Springsteen songs in the sense of we got to get out of this little town
Yes.
kind of state of mind.
The
Like
feeling of
there's a
angst,
couple
the
of
feeling
dozen
of,
tunes like that by
yeah,
him, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Absolutely. Good point. Armando, do you have a dog in this hunt?
I do. I'm leaning towards Jungle Land in that when you do these lists, when you see these lists come up, Born to Run is usually on this list, right? And
Hmm.
you got to look at the immediacy of the riff of Born to Run. It's just like Don's right. It hits the ground running at 100 miles an hour, and it doesn't let up. Whereas with Jungle Land, you've got that there's an arc to it musically,
Hmm.
and I think that for me, the idea of this list is to be to yes to represent popular music, your favorite songs, but maybe just to go off a little bit off of the beaten path. So I would go with Jungle Land.
Okay,
Over,
so you would pick Jungle Land to keep.
yeah,
Okay. Sagosh?
I see the point, and I do agree with the fact, obviously, that Jungle Land is a much more intricate and well-crafted tune. It's just you get to hear more of Springsteen's ideas and his songwriting process through the as the narrative unfolds on Jungle Land. But I don't know. I feel like some things are just too iconic to ignore,
yeah.
and I'm going with Born to Run.
Okay. That's
It's a tricky path. I mean, do you value intricacy over immediacy or the other way around? It's always tricky, and I
I
think the
value
same thing is going to probably with regards to one or two of the prog bands that we've chosen multiple songs of. Again, there would be a this is more intricate versus this is more, iconic or just
Yeah, in
catchy.
my case, it boils down less to simplicity versus intricacy. It's more just just the idea that that an artist's most famous song isn't necessarily their best song, and
Which
to
is
me,
in
just
many
the
cases.
level of craft in Jungle Land, I think, is a notch above Born to Run. But like I said, I love them both. So Ken, you're the tiebreaker, I think.
Gentlemen, if you'll check the chat at the bottom of your screen, you'll find both my PayPal and my Venmo account information.
Oh, so what
good luck with that.
Okay.
Go on.
You
Born to
take
Run
Canadian money.
as
yeah.
Born to Run. Born to Run is as an album. It is my favorite Springsteen. Um, I'm gonna have to go with keeping Born to Run as the song because well, I've told the story here before, but it played a literally a pivotal point um, an impact on me at the time when I first heard it. The other choice here would definitely be my second choice off the album and his entire catalog. Um, but the distillation of a lot of what Springsteen was doing here is, I think, represented best in Born to Run. Um, Therefore, I choose that.
Okay, I just need a minute to go see how to reverse a Venmo.
Too late. I've already transferred it to my account. It's already in my bank. So
There we go. All right. See, that wasn't so hard. And again, it's not like one tune is inferior to the other. They're both outstanding tunes. And I
yeah,
think
because
all of our discussion is going to be that.
how hard was it for us to narrow our own lists, each of us down to 20?
Yeah.
I was doing
Yeah.
it up until last night, so yeah. So
There we go.
Okay.
All right. So let's
Next.
move on to our next duplicate artist that we have on the list. This is Mr. Jones, Mr. Bowie. We've got 2 tracks. Oh, hang on. We've got 3 total Bowie tracks to choose from. 2 of them from Station to Station and 1 from Hunky Dory. So we are choosing between Life on Mars, Stay, and Wild as the Wind. So I don't remember who had what
I had
in
Wild
this.
as the Wind.
Okay. And
I
Life
had
on Mars.
Stay and Ken
That
had
was me.
Life on Mars or
Sugar had Life on Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Life on Mars. Yeah. So
Okay. Anyone want to self-select taking theirs out of the running?
well, I actually am going to do just that because although Stay is near and dear to my heart, I realize it's a bit of a dark horse Bowie song. And I think if you're looking for let's represent David Bowie, Life on Mars might even be my first pick, you know. So I'd be happy to kind of do the political convention thing and throw my delegates to Life on Mars.
I'll agree. I'll take off Wild as the Wind.
Well, my only argument against Wild as the Wind, and that's a brilliant performance by him too, is just the fact that he didn't write it. Maybe takes a bit of the gas out of it as a Bowie representative track, you know.
I just think for me, I just think it's a wonderful performance. It's a very passionate performance.
Sure.
And the arrangement of the song is just poetic to me. I love it. But I agree.
The only thing I'll contribute is that to me, I think Stay is just an absolute A plus 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 tune. In my book of Bowie, I would put it over Life on Mars. But that's just one guy's opinion, and I'd sort of go with the majority on this. And it sounds like, Don's already thrown all of his delegates over to Life on Mars. Ken, do you have a dog in this hunt?
Um, it's very, very close, but I'll go with Life on Mars.
All right. There we go.
Anyone know who played piano on Life on Mars?
Wakeman?
Rick Wakeman?
Grumpy Rick.
Rick Wakeman, yeah.
Old Grumpy Rick.
Yeah.
Grumpy Rick. All right. Ooh, this could be difficult. Okay, our next duplicate artist on the list, Mr. Dwight of the Reginald variety, Elton John. Which tune is more essential to the 70s, gentlemen?
Jamaican Jerk Off. Go on.
Thank you. I was going to go Island Girl, but there we go.
Ow. Ouch.
Tiny Dancer or Goodbye Yellow Brick Road?
Okay, Tony Danza or Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Let me ask this from a rules standpoint. Does the fact that 2 of us picked Yellow Brick Road and 1 of us picked Tiny Dancer hold any weight at this stage of the decision making, or is it just a straight up vote?
I'm kind of liking just the straight up vote
Okay.
factor. But, I think we would probably have 2 votes for Goodbye Yellow Brick Road over Tony Dancer.
Tony Dancer?
or Tiny Danza, one of the way, either way.
Okay.
Sagosh, what do you think?
The Time is a great song, there's no doubt about it. But as much as I love it, if I had to pick an Elton John song, and I came very close to picking an Elton John song, I would have probably gone with Yellow Brick Road. There's just this very, whimsical fairy tale quality about it that I don't know, it just works for me. The way the melody goes, it's very unusual.
Hmm.
I like the
Yeah,
way it jumps up.
the thing I go to sometimes when you're trying to winnow down a list like this is if someone landed from another planet and you had to explain to them what was so great about Elton John in one song, what would you pick? And I just feel like the stuff on Yellow Brick Road, because it's more advanced arrangement wise and production wise, maybe demonstrates a bit more of his core strengths than Tiny Dancer, which I also love. So
Hmm.
anyway, we have a majority. So
Yep, I think we do. The Blue Jean Baby gets tossed out on her ear. Okay. Ooh, Elvis Costello. Again, we have a tough choice ahead of us. Or do we? Are we keeping Oliver's Army or are we keeping Welcome to the Working Week?
well,
Let's start with Armando.
go ahead.
I don't have a horse in this race, so
Ooh.
Abstaining.
it's difficult, but yes, I am.
I'm all in on Oliver's Army. That's my favorite Costello song, bar none. So
I would tend to pick Oliver's Army too.
although I do relate to what Ken said about, like, I remember somebody playing me that first Elvis Costello album in high school and hearing that first track and thinking, wow, this is a whole different flavor right here.
Hmm.
So
But there's almost that feeling on almost every track from those first three albums. You know, so anyway, Sugar.
well, he picked Oliver's Army.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
So
Okay.
Well, that's right. That was his choice. So
Yeah,
okay.
there we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Oliver's
Elvis
Army.
is done and dusted. Moving on to Fleetwood Mac. We've got three choices and we need to send two of these packing. Are we sending, well, which of these two are we sending? Are we
Mhm.
sending Dreams? Are we sending Go Your Own Way? And or are we sending Sarah?
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Dreams and Go Your Own Way, for me, suffer from overplay. I think that um, for me, Sarah and its arrangement is just a very unique track, a very beautiful arrangement, very wistful. I think it should be on the list myself, but I'm biased. But
Uh, Don?
I would say I like all three of these songs a lot, but uh, and yeah, they were all hits, and I guess they were all overplayed at one time or another. But I think when we get down to essentialness, the place in the culture of Dreams is bigger than the other two songs. And I sort of also like representing the female side of Fleetwood Mac rather than Go Your Own Way. But we got lots of boys on this list. You know, let's have some female vocals.
Give some love to the girls.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll say Dreams, but it's close.
but if it wasn't for Stevie Nicks, there would not be a Go Your Own Way.
This is very
Good
true.
point. Yes.
So
she
Stevie's in this whether we want it or
she
not.
gets
is what
That's
you're
credit for
right.
the
saying.
backstory.
and
Yeah.
if it wasn't for Stevie Nicks, there would be no Sarah. So I mean, it's
Exactly. This is exactly. I'll just chime in here. Yeah, I kind of agree with Don that I think all these songs are awesome. when I selected Dreams for my list, it was between that and Go Your Own Way. But again, going with something that is just more emblematic to the 70s. I mean, even without the frickin' ocean spray and skateboard video, Dreams I think just has more of that 70s zeitgeist to it than the other two do. You know, Sarah is absolutely my favorite song off Tusk. Um, but that's sort of my take on it.
Okay, I just want to go on record as saying that wanted this, I viewed this list as being, yes, songs that represent the 70s, but just maybe with a bit of a twist to it. So just
hmm
always not always picking the obvious hit, as it
True.
were. So
True.
so there you
Well,
go. That's my
I'm
40
not.
cents.
It's not just picking the obvious. I mean, gun to my head, I like Dreams the best of those three songs. So it's also taste, you know, not just historical context. Also,
Uh,
my wife isn't here because she loves the song Sarah, and she'd be uh, chirping about what a bad decision I was making.
Mhm.
Dawn, how
What are you
dare
doing with
you?
that frying pan, dear?
Yeah, exactly.
All of a sudden, a
Uh,
frying pan appears in the frame and knocks him over. Okay, go ahead.
exactly. Uh, Ken,
Um, and yeah, it's already been said. There are three excellent tracks. I think, boy, it's almost a flip of the coin. Um, I'm going to go with Dreams. I think,
to keep.
yeah, but don't ask me tomorrow.
Okay.
About in 2 minutes. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right. All right. So that would be our majority. Sagosh, do you want to weigh in on that just for to have it on the record?
Yeah, well, it was always between Go Your Own Way and Dreams for me. Actually, if you put all three songs forward, my personal favorite would probably be Sarah. But I think it's also a function of what I was going for in my list. That particular category was pop perfection, and
yep,
to me, as a pop song, Go Your Own Way is just the more perfect one
yep,
of three. Although my personal favorite is Sarah. But if you're
Okay.
looking specifically at the catchy tune and the hit written all over it, and you can't get sick of it no matter how much it's overplayed, that to me is Go Your Own Way. That's the only reason I picked it. But I would
I
have been
agree.
perfectly happy to go with Dreams or Sarah.
All
So I
right.
think Dreams is.
All right, there we go. Gentlemen, we're making good progress. We are down into the G's now, and we have three tunes from Genesis.
Oh, geez.
Oh, this is going to be brutal. Which of these two do we send to the cutting room floor?
Supper's ready. Oh, sorry. No, that wasn't on the list.
Not an option, Mr.
Okay,
Venditti. Thank
there you
you.
go. There you go.
Firth of Fifth, Entangled, or Blood on the Rooftops. I'm gonna cast my vote first since I did not put any of those three forward, and Ken, you didn't put any of those forward either, right? So let's have just Ken and I go first. I would end up keeping Firth of Fifth. Just of those three, I think it's more kind of emblematic of Prague and just with Tony Banks performance, the Gabriel's singing and the lyrics there, certainly Steve Hackett's guitar solo, I think it just kind of ups the ante above those other tunes. Now, having said that, Entangled, I think, is my favorite track off A Trick of the Tail. I don't know if it's two 12-string guitars or three, but I just love that. And with the eerie synths kind of happening at the end, it just makes for a tune that is an absolute stunner. Similarly, Blood on the Rooftops may be my favorite tune off Wind and Wuthering. Um, Steve Hackett for the win there with his delicate, guitar line. Um, but yeah, just from again picking something that is essential to the decade, I would tend to go with Firth of Fifth on that one. Um, Ken,
I choose Dodo.
wrong decade.
Okay. Um, um, yeah. This is brutal. But I'm going to go with Firth of Fifth for pretty much the same reasons.
Okay.
Particularly happy to accede to that because, like I said, I think it was my runner-up, and
Sure.
it's nice to have Peter Gabriel in there in some form, you know.
Mm-hmm. Last minute pitch, Armando.
It's fine. I acquiesce.
Okay.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, it is
Entangled
what it
and
is.
blood to go.
It is what it is.
As his butt cheeks clinch. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many songs do we have left, Jim?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
All right. Now this wow, this is going to be another good one. I had no idea we had so many of these. Gordon Lightfoot. It's between The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald and If You Could Read My Mind.
Ooh.
Oh, gosh. Thankless task.
That, I think, for any Gordy fan, that would be Sophie's Choice right there. You know,
I don't look like Meryl Streep, and and
Are you saying you look like Kevin Kline?
no,
Okay.
I look like Howdy Doody at this point. Yeah, well,
Well,
my
so this was Armando, your pick
this was my
was
pick. If you could
If
read
You
my
Could
mind,
Read My Mind, and
yeah,
Sagosh chose Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, if I recall correctly. So let's do the non-Gordon people.
of
I'm gonna
course,
go first, and I'm gonna vote for keeping If You Could Read My Mind. As completely epic as Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald is, and I love it and embrace it, just from like an emotional connection standpoint, to me, If You Could Read My Mind just resonates a lot harder.
yeah,
Um, so that's, but I would be happy with either of those two because I think they're just such damn good songs. But yeah, I would go with the ballad side of Old Gordo. Don?
yeah, I'm gonna go that way too. Both brilliant tracks, both emblematic of one of the great songwriters of that era. But maybe If You Could Read My Mind, is a little more battle tested and has been recorded so many times by so many different people, and it's just such an elegant little ditty. It's hard to argue against that.
Ken?
Yeah. They both emotionally resonate differently. I mean, the tale of the Edmund Fitzgerald is just phenomenal, and even though it's not a love song, it does hit pretty hard. But uh, I'm going to go with If You Could Read My Mind.
Okay.
Okay.
So there we go.
If you grow up in the Great Lakes, it's hard to turn down.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
yeah. Some of these are impossible decisions.
Yeah.
and this is one of them, I guess. But
It is. It is. Okay. Oh, gee, look, another Canadian singer-songwriter to have a battle over.
You betcha.
Which of these needs to go? Just because we're being harsh. Does Hajira need to go by Miss Joni, or does Woodstock need to go by Miss Joni? And this is Dawn's and Sagosha's choices, right?
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. Armando, what say you?
I say a lot of things, but for the purposes of
Specific
this
to this
episode,
topic, yes.
for the purposes of this episode, ladies and gentlemen, I pick Hajira to keep
Hajira to stay or to go?
to stay.
Okay. Ken?
I love the song. I'm sorry. I just
Yeah, no, that's
I'm choosing Woodstock to stay.
God.
tiebreaker.
Jim.
Here, can I throw in one little point that I think is germane before you vote, Jim?
Sure. Even though I've made my decision in my
No
head, go ahead, Don.
influencing the judges.
Even so, I love the song Woodstock, but my only argument against it being on this list is it's about something that happened in the 60s.
Fair.
Oh, now
You
you're
know what I mean?
nitpicking.
So it's maybe not right up the middle 70s relevant.
Now you're
That's,
nitpicking. Okay, okay. I get you. All right. But
that's just
However, I will point out one thing, Mr. Brightup, is
yes.
that I could have said the same thing for Let It Be, having been written and recorded in '69.
Yes, and I believe I sort of recanted my Let It Be pickings. And I would have been happy to sort of give that over to Badfinger or Paul McCartney and Wings
Yep.
or solo John Lennon or
Yep.
something.
ladies and gentlemen, stick around. This is getting good. Okay,
This
so
is getting
let's.
this is getting good. Exactly.
Yes, yes,
Fisticuffs will
yes.
fly. But
Put
that,
him up.
yes, put
Yeah,
them
put
up.
him up.
However, Don, your reasoning exactly mirrors the decision point that I made in my own head that Woodstock kind of belongs properly in the '60s, and Sagosh, you seem to uh,
His body
acquiesce
language,
or understand that point.
yes, seemed to agree as well.
Yeah,
So,
it's a fair.
okay. Sorry, Joni. Outstanding song, but for our purposes, you're going bye-bye. Look, this shouldn't be difficult at all. Led Zeppelin. Two of these need to go.
One of these things is not like the other. All right.
Yes, one shall remain, two shall go. Between Kashmir, The Battle of Evermore, and Stairway to Heaven, which two of these go?
Well, let's start with
Um,
whoever didn't vote for one of those three.
I did not put a Zeppelin tune forward, and Don, I don't think you did. No,
Yeah, I
you
did. I
you
was
did
Stairway.
Stairway. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Stairway.
I guess it's me and Ken, right?
Yep.
Ken, you go first this time.
It,
Cashmere stays.
Any reason as to why you think that Led Zeppelin 4 tunes are bastard stepchildren?
Cashmere, um, Cashmere demonstrates everything Led Zeppelin did great. It is, to me, it is the perfect representation of Led Zeppelin.
I would disagree strongly with that.
Okay.
And here's why. I love the song Kashmir. It's probably in my top three Zeppelin songs, but I don't think it does show everything they were great at.
Okay.
It's missing the folky acoustic guitar, wooden flutes, low key thing that is part of Stairway.
True.
That's my only
True.
argument there.
And honestly, in general, my favorite tracks of Led Zeppelin are on that side rather than the bombastic.
Right.
It Kashmir, it's um, like I said, these are three impossible choices. Um, it's the epic scope of the song
Yeah.
that just really,
It's really fun to play drums too.
I bet. Um, but as far as Stairway to Heaven, I agree with what you said about it, Don, when you were talking about it. I intentionally did not listen to this song for at least 25 years.
Yeah.
Because I'd heard it enough. Nowadays, going back to it after such a long break, I can appreciate it. I find that it's grown back.
Yeah, I found the same thing, and I, like you, did not on purpose listen to it for a good couple of decades there.
Yeah.
But I tend to like with Zeppelin the songs that have both halves to them, the yin and the yang. Ramble On's another one like that.
Oh yeah.
With the acoustic.
Not to mention that bass line too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it kicks in, and there's a big riff, and
And another good argument for Stairway, I have to admit, is the Bare Naked Ladies reference in their song.
What are you referring to?
I'm Canadian. I'm supposed to know this.
Me too. What's going on?
The boy from Louisiana stumps our northern friends. Do tell.
Right.
They referenced Stairway to Heaven in one of their songs.
Was it If I Had $1 Million?
Nope.
No?
It's
Was
probably
it
some deep cut.
Yeah, probably.
It was off of Gordon.
I Resign.
So do I.
What song was about high school?
This is mean. You bastard. Okay, I got it.
Oh, men are gonna miss their way to heaven.
That's right.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's say, for argument's sake, that these three Zeppelin songs were a dead heat. I still think Stairway wins the argument because it's so much a part of the culture and so
You mean iconoclastic?
yeah,
Right?
so the
Ooh.
first song that people would think of if
Big
a
words. I
casual
know.
fan would think of if they thought of it,
hmm
you know.
Okay,
Plus, it's very
fine.
melodical.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna change mine to Stairway after talking this through.
You got
Whereas
my
it's not my
Venmo.
favorite, I think it fits the criteria best.
And that's probably why I would have
I
chosen
love
Stairway
it.
anyway. I mean,
I
again,
love the songs.
All right. I acquiesce. Fine. Pick Stairway.
okay.
I also picked 4 Sticks, so go figure.
Oh, see, you had to throw that in there, Mister Deep Cut. I
course,
hate
I
all the
was loving
popular
you.
songs.
Is that as melodical as Stairway to Heaven? Okay, let's just go
Misty
already.
Mountain Hop. Come on.
Oh,
Oh
baby.
God, that's another one. All right. When the
All right,
levee
when the levee
breaks.
breaks. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. All right. On to our next thankless task. Mr. Marvin Gaye and the What's Going On album. What stays and what goes between the title cut and Inner City Blues?
I think Segosh and I have to sit it out, right? Until the end.
I think so.
Yeah.
Armando, what say you, good sir?
What's going on?
What's going on, to stay or to go?
Stay. Stay.
To stay? Okay.
You
Ken?
know, he's just asking what's going on. We're doing a podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Even though
exactly.
I'm the one in control of the whole thing, but that's okay.
Okay.
No, I just think it stays.
Ken?
Inner City Blues stays.
Oh, God.
Sweet Jesus.
It's you again, Jim.
I have, over the course of many seconds, decided between trying to go with kind of what's the more, I'll hate to use the term, but I will, melodical of the two tunes. It's like what to me, they both have their place as far as message goes.
All
They're
right.
both soul classics, but it's like what tune lives rent free in my head. And again, as much as I love Inner City Blues, that whole make me wanna holla, I mean, that whole thing is just so beautiful. I think there's probably just a few more sticky and beautiful things in what's going on. So much so that, Lyle Mays kind of lifted a whole harmonic line for, one of
I was
his,
going to mention is which track it's on. We Live Here, right?
yeah, it's the first track, I think.
Track,
Yeah.
which is
Um,
the whole bridge. That was sort of a nice little tribute.
a nice homage to Mr. Marvin Gaye. So yeah, I would pick What's Going On to stay. But again, they're both
Agreed. They're both brilliant.
they are both brilliant.
Oh, the magic of the cowbell.
He's getting
Explain
all
yourself,
yeah.
sir.
The
Yeah,
cowbell. And what's going on?
There's cowbell and What's Going On?
Isn't there?
I don't think so.
I thought he was referencing "Don't Feel the Reaper" with a cowbell.
Well,
Like that's not
No,
good
there's-
enough
you know
cowbell.
what?
I mean,
There's Latin percussion in what's going on, but I don't think
It
there's.
might be a wood
I think it's
block, but
all
I thought it was
congas.
a cowbell.
I'm thinking maybe a wood block or something. I don't
Okay.
hear cowbell.
Well, there's congas for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
But
if I can say melodic, he can say there's a cowbell and what's going on because there
Oh,
is.
sure.
So
Sure.
I
Well,
mean, you know,
yeah, well, if
like,
you mute the cowbell with your hand, it can sound a lot like a wood block, but regardless.
Okay.
moving on.
Let us move on. Our next thankless task in front of us. And this is one where Don and I sit out. Which of these tunes stays and which goes? Deacon Blues or Ricky Don't Lose That Number? Sagosh?
Tough one, but I'm gonna have to go with Deacon Blues.
Deacon Blues to
Probably
stay or to go?
to stay.
Okay.
Probably my one Steely Dan track. As much as I love Ricky, it's I would say it's not quite as representative of their sound as uh, Deacon Blues is.
Okay. Armando?
Armando chooses Black Cow.
Deacon Blue for the win. Deacon Blues for the win. Yep.
Deacon Blue. Okay.
is that a majority now? Yeah.
Yeah, just for the sake of whatever. I would choose Ricky
No, whatever. Jesus Christ.
because, as simple as it is, that opening piano, just that 1-5-1, boom, 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 boom. I don't know, whatever. I
I hear
love
what you're saying.
Deacon, but the other is just a little more. Yeah. Okay.
I also recognize that I am in the uber minority who thinks that Deacon Blues is probably the Don, you're gonna hate on me, might be the weakest song on Asia for me. I mean, on an album that I call perfect, I still think like
You're lucky
one has
where
to like not
Yeah.
rise above, and to
you're
me
so lucky where
that's
you are
Deacon
now.
Blues. I
Yeah.
know.
Opposite
We're
coast.
all entitled. I will fight to the death for your right to be wrong about this.
That's right.
Thank you. You're an
If he,
honorary American because of that.
No, the thing is, uh, everything on that record for me is A plus. So it's splitting hairs. There
Sure.
are days when Asia is my favorite, Black Cow, Peg, it moves around.
Yeah,
in other words,
absolutely.
he's saying, Jim, you ignorant slut. All right.
Well, that's old news. Anyone who
Not in
watches
so
this
many
channel
words.
knows that.
Yeah, there
Yes.
we go.
Okay.
Thank you,
Our
Saturday Night
next,
Live. Okay, go on. Go
yes,
on.
our next thankless task. Again, one stays from Mr. Stevie Wonder. Too High, Pastime Paradise, or Superstition. Now, I just want to call out that I did consider both Sir Duke and I Wish to be on my list, but didn't go. But I went with Superstition, and that would have been even more crazy if we had three of them from Songs in the Key of Life. But
Right.
anyway, um, I had Superstition up here offered on the list.
Well, Two Highs from Intervisions.
Yeah, Two Highs from Intervisions. And did you offer that one, Don?
That was me. But again, I could have dropped the needle almost anywhere on songs and found something,
Yeah.
you know.
Pastime Paradise, that was yours, Sagosh?
Yep.
Okay. That Ken and Armando, where do you guys stand on which of those three to pick to stay?
To stay, I pick Superstition just because it's just a funky ass shaker of a track. That's it.
Ken?
No
I
deep
would agree.
philosophical meaning.
I would agree with Armando.
All right.
I guess we have a majority. Okay. Too High. We are getting near to the end of the alphabet. So let's see how many more duplicates we have to deal with here. I'm scrolling. Oh, we have, okay. two more artists to have a little cage match with. The first one is The Who. Do we keep the first song from Who's Next, or do we keep the last song from Who's Next?
Ooh,
Holy crap.
tell me about it.
Whose picks were these?
I picked
Baba,
Fooled Again.
So we have, okay, so Sagosh picked Bubba O'Reilly,
Yeah.
Mhm. And me and Don won't get fooled. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
okay.
right.
So it's just, okay, I'm going for Won't Get Fooled Again. Just the full 8 minute plus version. I think it's an iconic song. I think it's just, yeah, it's the Who. It's a staple of just FM classic rock radio, and I think it's never been out of the public consciousness since its release. So for Who fans and non-Who fans alike. So
I would tend to agree, even though I probably personally love Baba O'Reilly just a little bit more. Um, but I think from an essentialness standpoint, I think Won't Get Fooled Again rules the
Well, Jim,
day.
at least you didn't refer to it as Teenage Wasteland. So
Good point. Also from that album Behind Blue Eyes.
yeah.
Um,
actually, that whole album is good.
Could have gone bargain, you know.
yeah, Bargain's Jim's favorite.
Could have
It
gone My
is.
Wife.
That's true.
I mean, and the
Well, you could
unreleased
have, but you know,
and the
Even
unreleased
the
Heaven and Hell.
even the songs that ended on the cutting room floor,
Heaven and Hell.
fabulous.
yeah. Pure and
Long
Easy
Live
was from
Rock.
those sessions, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Our last one. We're choosing between two Yes classics here. What stays between Starship Trooper from the Yes album and Roundabout from their Italian classic Fragile?
Fragile.
Fragile.
You're forgiven.
Thank you. Armando and I, if I recall correctly, both picked Roundabout, and the Starship Trooper Sagosh, that was yours?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
we're out.
Don and Ken.
Ken?
Starship Trooper was my introduction to Yes. Um, I like the fact that it's got three distinct movements to it, or little songs, whatever you want to call it. However,
Song.
bitty songs.
Tiny songs.
However, I think Roundabout is more easily accessible to the unfamiliar.
The untrained ear.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, someone says, I've always heard about the band Yes. What song should I listen to?
Right.
A Roundabout, yeah. But yeah. Starship Trooper is just so brilliant. But anyway, I say Roundabout.
Yeah.
Hurts me, but
I
say
think
it.
I love both those tracks. I think Roundabout is the sort of the bigger achievement musically out of those two.
Yeah.
But not by a lot.
Well, even their longer, and the Starship Trooper is an example of where they were going with the multi-movement songs, and it's an example of who was the producer? How do you
Eddie
pronounce?
Oford.
Eddie Alford.
Yeah, that they recorded songs and then he was in there splicing them together. So a lot of their big epics weren't conceived as these long epics.
Yeah.
Not
He
unlike
did-
the second half of Abbey Road. So
Right. Yeah.
anyway,
Okay, so that means Starship Trooper gets the axe. Okay, so we have made significant headway in starting with a list of 100 and getting us down to 90. We have now gotten ourselves very, very close to our goal of 70 essential tracks of the 70s. In fact, we've gotten ourselves so close that we only have one tune to get rid of.
Ooh,
We
Really?
have 71 tracks at this point, and now to figuring out which of these is less essential than another. Um, we have not talked about this off camera. The guys did not know that we were down to 71. Um, and I'm open to input from the panel on how we should try to figure out which one tune to get rid of. Um, as
Should
much as
everybody
I've
just nominate one and we could vote? Like each person gets to put one tune on the chopping block, and then the five of us pick which one actually gets the axe.
um, I'm fine with that.
What do you think, boys? High stakes.
That's a lot to go through. I mean,
yeah.
Well,
Well, we're not going to go.
that's a very little to go through.
Do you have one in mind already, Don? I think I have one in mind.
I do have one in mind, and I have a sort of a pretty good logical reason for it.
okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
but,
go ahead.
but I'm only. But if are we doing it this way or?
It's really a difficult. I don't know how to sort of skin this difficult cat. So your reason is as good as
it's
anyone's.
probably as simple as just think back on all the stuff people brought up, and there must be one or two in there that hit you kind of funny when they first came up.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily being something you dislike, but something that it just doesn't seem like it's 1/70th of the 70s.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah. The one, well, maybe there was more than one, but the one that kind of hit me funny in terms of the totality of what we're talking about might have been the Nazareth, only because I think we've got hard rock from the UK well represented in other ways.
Okay, I'll go with that. I agree.
You know what I mean? Between Black Sabbath and Zeppelin, and maybe we've kind of got that checked off on our list.
All right, I'll go with Nazareth. I
It's
agree.
not a hill I would die on if someone has another perspective.
Well, there were two that to me kind of seem like they're maybe not of the 170th category. And one of those would be Secret O Life by James Taylor, and the other one would be the Bram Tchaikovsky tune. Um, as much as I love me some power pop, and as much as I love the melodicalness of Mr. Taylor,
Enough with the
those are the
melodical.
I know, but I love it. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna embrace it and try to
Sure,
put it in,
sure you will.
stuff going forward. Because it works, man. It works. Um,
That's going to be
Sagosh,
the subtitle for this. The word is melodical.
there we go.
And Naz.
70
So-
melodical songs.
Sagosh, is there
Okay.
one that kind of comes to mind for you?
It's kind of tough for me because most of the ones that remain are stuff that I don't really know about. So it wouldn't be fair
Okay.
for me to know. I think of the ones I know, probably the one I might take off is maybe Journey.
This conversation is over. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, this is going to be
It's
edited
Journey,
too.
not Joni.
Oh no, this is where the real fun happens.
We're going to cut in.
Okay, Ken.
I think I'm going to keep with ones that we've just mentioned here. The one that I could easily live without would be the James Taylor.
Oh, you poor fellows. And apart from personal taste, my only argument against that would be: are we watering down the singer songwriter thing too much by removing James Taylor? You know,
I don't know.
it was such a big
Well,
driving force of the decade.
mhm.
But
Maybe it's that song.
I, yeah,
If it
it's not
was
James
Fire and Rain,
Taylor in
would you feel the
particular,
same?
but huh?
If it was Fire and Rain, would you feel the same? Or Sweet Baby James or something like that?
Something more along the line of Sweet Baby James.
Yeah, Fire
Uh,
and Rain would be, it's like you'd have to crawl over broken glass to try to rip that out of my hands. That's such a beautiful song.
Yeah, I think Secret of Life is a better song. But anyway,
All right.
that's why I put it in there. But yeah, I recognize there are more obvious up the middle established James Taylor choices that we could be
Uh,
talking about.
I mean, as
yeah,
far as
traffic
singer-songwriters
jam.
go, you got your Carole King, you've got your Mr. Lightfoot, you've got your Jackson Brown, you got Joni,
I think
you
we'll
got Mick
cover it on the
Drake,
singer-songwriter.
you got
Yeah.
Richard and Linda Thompson.
Okay, so the only thing that there's so far that there are two explicit votes against is the James Taylor track. So maybe that's it. What do we think?
I would tend to say, yep, that's probably the one that goes. Believe it or not, we have our list. We have put it down to 70. Between five guys here and our various opinions, we're not going to say that this is you know, the end of any discussion on what is like the ultimate 70s playlist. In fact, you guys out there in YouTube land may very well say, you're drunk, go home, or you're ignorant, or how dare you even, consider, you know, excising Mr. James Taylor from the list. Uh, Throw all barbs that you have at us down in the comments below. We will have the playlist link published um, uh, through Spotify there. I'll also put together a YouTube list of all the songs so that they're there. If someone wants to do an Apple Music version and have that up there, that would be wonderful. Uh, two playlists is my limit. But gentlemen, we have accomplished the mission. We have come up with, 70 essential 70 songs. And frankly, I think we did a pretty damn good job. I think we've got a list that sort of captures all the variety of the different genres that are there, between, you know, pop music and prog music and soul and hard rock and disco. I think we've got all genres fairly well represented. And I think the whole goofiness of the 70s um, is on full audio display.
I would
Yeah,
agree.
the multiplicity of it all is the thing, right?
There
I
you
would,
go.
I would agree. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us for this extended episode of Music Den, focusing on putting together an essential 70s playlist. And once you see the playlist, please put down your comments below and what you think about the list. After this episode, nothing is off limits. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're just, and we'd like to get your opinion on this. I want to thank Jim for spearheading this episode and basically getting everyone together along with Don to try and get a list together to present to the panel. And I've said it before. If you think you know all there is to know about music, you might as well just quit and go do something else as a hobby or as a profession, whatever. There's always something new to learn with regards to music, right? So take a chance. You never know what you like and what you may not like, right? So for everyone here, the gang is,
You said take a chance.
yes, on ABBA. But anyways, um, private joke. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, again,
Pun
or
intended.
the crew here. I'm Armando signing off. Please look after yourselves and one another. Click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new shows we got coming up. And we have more ideas that we're working on. We're going to get them to you as soon as we can. Have a great day. Take care. Bye for now.